Not all those who wander are lost, but those who wander without purpose shall never find their way. Lao Tzu. Greetings, dear chosen ones. You are not here by accident. You have been drawn to this message because you are one of the few destined to understand its depth. The words I am about to speak are not for the faint of heart, nor are they for those who walk the path of the ordinary. This message is for the true seekers, the ones who know they were called for something greater. Others may watch, but only those who are truly aligned with their divine purpose will grasp the power of these words. So stay with me till the end. This knowledge has the potential to transform your journey, to strengthen your soul, and to guide you through the challenges you face as one of the chosen. The path of the chosen ones is not easy. It is a path marked by trials, obstacles, and deep spiritual tests. You are being prepared for something much bigger than you can even imagine. But with this sacred calling comes great responsibility. There are actions, behaviors, and energies that you must avoid at all costs. These actions are spiritual traps, designed to pull you off course, to dim your light, and to block you from fulfilling your destiny. Let's begin by discussing the first forbidden action, the most critical one, because without this, all else falls apart. The first forbidden action: ignoring your inner voice. As a chosen one, you are blessed with a profound gift, the ability to hear your inner voice, that direct line of communication with the divine. It is a sacred connection, an intuitive guide that speaks to you through feelings, dreams, and subtle whispers. Some call it intuition, some call it a gut feeling, but in reality, it is much more than that. It is the divine's way of guiding you on your unique path. Ignoring this inner voice is one of the greatest spiritual missteps you can make. You see, your inner voice is not just a fleeting thought or a random feeling. It is your soul speaking to you. It knows your purpose. It knows your highest path. And it understands the journey you must take to reach your spiritual potential. But too often, we allow the noise of the outside world to drown out this inner guidance. We allow fear, doubt, and external opinions to override what we know deep within. And when that happens, we stray from the path of our true purpose. Let me be clear. Your inner voice is the compass that leads you through the wilderness of life. It is your guide in the darkness, your light in times of confusion. When you ignore it, you are essentially cutting yourself off from the divine wisdom that is meant to protect and lead you. Ignoring your inner voice is not just a mistake. It is a spiritual betrayal. It is a rejection of the divine gift that has been placed within you to help you navigate your journey. But why do so many of the chosen ones struggle with this? Why do we find ourselves doubting the very guidance that is meant to lead us to our highest good? The answer is simple. The world is loud, and the voice within is often quiet. In a society that values logic, reason, and external validation, the inner voice can seem irrational, even impractical. But here's the truth, dear chosen ones. The divine doesn't always operate on human logic. What seems irrational to the world may be the exact path that leads you to spiritual growth and fulfillment. The challenge here is to trust. Trust your inner guidance even when it doesn't make sense. Trust it even when it leads you down paths that are uncomfortable, uncertain, or challenging. Because the inner voice sees what you cannot. It understands the bigger picture, the spiritual landscape that stretches far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. Think of the times in your life when you ignored your inner voice. Maybe you felt a strong sense that something was wrong. A person, a decision, a direction you were about to take. But you pushed that feeling aside. Maybe you told yourself that you were being overly cautious, or perhaps you let others convince you that your feelings weren't valid. What happened? More often than not, things didn't turn out the way you hoped. The truth is, when we ignore our inner guidance, we invite chaos into our lives. We step out of alignment with the divine plan, and things start to fall apart. Ignoring your inner voice doesn't just lead to confusion, it leads to spiritual disconnection. You see, the more you ignore this voice, the quieter it becomes. Over time, you may find it harder and harder to hear. This is because the universe speaks to those who listen. If you continue to silence the inner voice, the universe will stop speaking to you so clearly. And once you lose that connection, you open yourself up to lower vibrations, fear, anxiety, doubt, and even negative influences that seek to derail your path. As a chosen one, this is a risk you cannot afford to take. Your inner voice is not just your guide, it is your protection. It shields you from energies, people, and situations that are not aligned with your purpose. When you trust your inner voice, you are trusting the divine's plan for your life. You are walking in alignment with your highest self, and that is where true power lies. So, how do you cultivate this connection with your inner voice? How do you ensure that you are always listening, even when the world around you is loud and distracting? The first step is to create space for stillness. In a world that constantly demands your attention, it's easy to become overwhelmed by external noise. But your inner voice thrives in silence. It speaks most clearly when you are calm, centered, and open. This is why practices like meditation, prayer, and time spent in nature are so crucial for the chosen ones. These practices help you quiet the mind, tune out the noise, and reconnect with the voice within. Secondly, you must learn to trust your feelings, even when they don't make logical sense. Your inner voice speaks to you in ways that are often subtle, through emotions, sensations, and even bodily reactions. Pay attention to how you feel in certain situations or around certain people. If something feels off, trust that feeling. If something feels right, even if it seems uncertain, trust that too. Your body is an extension of your spirit, and it will often react to the energy of your surroundings before your mind can fully process it. Lastly, you must commit to acting on your inner guidance. Listening is not enough. You must be willing to take action, even when it feels uncomfortable or challenging. The more you act on your inner voice, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the more powerful it grows. In the journey of the chosen ones, ignoring your inner voice is not an option. It is the first and most dangerous forbidden action because it severs your connection with the divine. Without that connection, you are vulnerable to all the distractions, illusions, and negative influences that the world throws your way. Never forget, your inner voice is your most powerful guide. To ignore it is to betray your soul's mission. Listen closely, act fearlessly, and trust that the divine has already laid out the path for you. You just need to follow. Forbidden action 02. Entertaining negative energies or people. As a chosen one, your energy is sacred. You are a vessel of divine light, and that light must be protected. One of the greatest threats to your spiritual growth is the presence of negative energies or toxic people in your life. Many of you may not realize this, but the energies you surround yourself with directly impact your spiritual alignment. Entertaining negative people, allowing toxic influences into your life, or engaging with environments that drain you is one of the most dangerous actions you can take. This is the second forbidden action you must avoid at all costs. Let's break this down further. Negative energy can come from a variety of sources, people, environments, even your own thoughts. As a chosen one, you are highly sensitive to these vibrations. You are an empath, deeply connected to the energies around you, whether they are positive or negative. This sensitivity is a gift, but it also means you must be extremely careful about what you allow into your space. Now, it's easy to overlook how much energy others are taking from you. You may think you can handle it, that you're strong enough to remain unaffected by the negativity of others. But let me tell you, this is a trap. Negative energy is insidious. It slowly seeps into your aura, weakening your spiritual defenses, and before you know it, you've lost your center. Toxic people are particularly dangerous for chosen ones. These are individuals who drain your energy, belittle your path, or constantly bring chaos and negativity into your life. They may not even be aware of the damage they're doing, but their energy is incompatible with your higher purpose. These people can show up as friends, family members, co-workers, or even acquaintances. You may feel obligated to keep them in your life because of personal or societal expectations, but the reality is that their presence is hindering your spiritual growth. You must learn to set boundaries. As a chosen one, your mission is too important to be weighed down by the negativity of others. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but it does mean that you need to be discerning. Ask yourself, is this person's energy in alignment with my path? Do they uplift me, or do they drain me? If the answer is the latter, you must distance yourself, for your spiritual well-being depends on it. It is also crucial to cleanse your energy regularly. Negative energies have a way of attaching themselves to you, even in the most casual of interactions. You may leave a conversation feeling heavy, or enter a room and immediately sense the tension. This is a sign that negative energies are at play. To avoid being weighed down by these energies, incorporate spiritual practices like meditation, smudging with sage, or using crystals such as black tourmaline to protect and cleanse your aura. Remember, the chosen ones have a unique light within them, and that light attracts attention. Not all attention is positive. Some will be drawn to your energy because they seek to drain it. Others may be envious or even hostile to your purpose. The key here is awareness. Be vigilant about who and what you allow into your life. Protect your light as fiercely as you can, because it is not only your gift, but it is also your responsibility. Negative environments also play a significant role in draining your spiritual energy. Certain places carry lower vibrations, whether it's a workplace filled with stress, a home where arguments and negativity linger, or even public spaces that carry the residual energy of conflict. You may feel exhausted or uneasy in these environments, and that is your body's way of warning you. Heed these warnings. Avoid places where you feel drained, and spend more time in environments that nourish your soul. Nature, for example, is a powerful healer. The energies of trees, the wind, the earth, all of these elements work in harmony to restore your energy and bring you back into alignment with your true self. Forbidden Action 03. Becoming attached to materialism and worldly desires. Now, let us move to the third forbidden action, one that is particularly deceptive for those walking the spiritual path. This is the trap of materialism and worldly desires. The material world is full of distractions, wealth, possessions, status, and power. As a chosen one, it is crucial that you rise above these illusions, for they are temporary and fleeting. Becoming attached to material things pulls you away from your divine mission and entangles you in the lower vibrations of the physical world. Let me be clear. It is not wrong to have material things. You are allowed to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You are allowed to live comfortably and even abundantly. The problem arises when you become attached to these things, when your happiness, your sense of worth, or your identity becomes tied to the things you own. Materialism is a trap because it creates a false sense of security. The world teaches us that the more we have, the more successful or worthy we are. But here's the truth. The physical world is impermanent. Money can be lost. Possessions can be taken away. Status can disappear overnight. If your sense of self is built on these external things, you will find yourself lost when they are no longer there. And as a chosen one, you cannot afford to lose yourself in the pursuit of worldly desires. The universe has not called you to chase after material things. Your purpose is far greater than that. You are here to rise above the distractions of the physical world and connect with something much deeper, your soul's mission, your divine calling. When you become attached to materialism, you anchor yourself to the lower vibrations of the earth plane, making it difficult for you to ascend spiritually. Let me give you an example. Think of a person who has everything they could ever want: money, possessions, status, but they are deeply unhappy. This is because they are seeking fulfillment in things that cannot truly satisfy the soul. No matter how much they acquire, there is always a sense of emptiness, a longing for something more. That something more is spiritual fulfillment, which can never be found in material things. As a chosen one, your fulfillment comes from your connection to the divine. It comes from living in alignment with your higher purpose, from serving others, and from being true to your soul's mission. When you focus too much on the material world, you lose sight of these higher goals. You become distracted, and before long, you find yourself off course, chasing after things that have no real value in the grand scheme of your spiritual journey. How do you avoid this trap? First, practice detachment. Understand that material things come and go. Enjoy them, but do not let them define you. Know that your true worth is not tied to your bank account, your possessions, or your status. Your true worth comes from within. It is the divine light that shines through you, the unique gifts and purpose that you bring into the world. Secondly, practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do have. Gratitude raises your vibration and keeps you grounded in the present moment. It helps you remember that you are already abundant, that the universe is always providing for you in ways that go far beyond material wealth. Lastly, stay focused on your spiritual goals. Remind yourself regularly of your divine mission. Keep your eyes on the bigger picture, the reason you were chosen, and the impact you are meant to have on the world. When you stay rooted in your spiritual purpose, the pull of materialism becomes weaker, and you can continue walking your path with clarity and strength. Forbidden action 04. Succumbing to ego. The next forbidden action that every chosen one must avoid at all costs is the trap of the ego. The ego is not just about arrogance or pride. It goes much deeper than that. It is the false sense of self that is rooted in separation from the divine, from others, and even from your true self. As a chosen one, your spiritual growth depends on transcending this illusion of separateness and reconnecting with the unity of all things. The ego craves recognition. It wants to be seen, acknowledged, praised, and validated by the external world. But here's the truth, chosen ones. The more you feed the ego, the more you distance yourself from your higher calling. The ego creates a barrier between you and your true purpose, because it is focused on external validation rather than inner truth. When you succumb to the ego, you begin to measure your worth by how others see you, by your achievements, by your status, or by how much control you have over situations or people. You start seeking power for the sake of power, recognition for the sake of recognition. This is the ego's game. and it is a dangerous one, especially for those walking a spiritual path. As a chosen one, your purpose is not to dominate, to compete, or to place yourself above others. Your purpose is to serve, to uplift, and to be a light in the world. But the ego will often whisper otherwise. It will tell you that you deserve more, that you are better than others, that your path makes you special. It will try to convince you that your journey is one of superiority rather than one of service. Beware of these thoughts, for they are the ego's way of leading you astray. The spiritual teacher Ram Dass once said, "The ego is an exquisite instrument. Enjoy it, use it. Just don't get lost in it." This is a powerful reminder for all chosen ones. You cannot eliminate the ego entirely, for it is a part of the human experience. However, you must not let it become your master. When you allow the ego to lead, you lose sight of your divine mission, and you begin to act from a place of fear, competition, and scarcity. The key is to become aware of the ego's influence. It often shows up in subtle ways, through feelings of jealousy, comparison, or the need for control. The ego loves to compare. It will constantly tell you that you are either better or worse than someone else. But here's the truth. You are incomparable. Your journey, your gifts, and your purpose are unique. There is no one else like you, and there never will be. You are a part of the divine, just as everyone else is, and that alone makes you worthy. The ego also thrives on judgment. It loves to judge others and to place itself on a pedestal. But remember this, dear chosen ones. Judgment is a reflection of your own inner state. When you judge others, you are projecting your own insecurities and fears onto them. The ego judges because it feels separate and threatened. But your true self knows that we are all connected, that we are all walking our own unique paths, and that there is no need for comparison or competition. So, how do you avoid succumbing to the ego? The first step is awareness. Recognize when the ego is speaking. When you feel the need to prove yourself, to be right, or to dominate, pause. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this coming from my higher self or from my ego? If it is the latter, choose differently. Choose to act from a place of love, humility, and service. Another way to overcome the ego is through gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It reminds you that everything is a gift, that you are already enough, and that you do not need external validation to prove your worth. The ego thrives on scarcity, but gratitude dissolves that scarcity mindset and reconnects you with the abundance of the divine. Remember, chosen ones, your power does not come from the ego. It comes from your connection to the divine. The more you align with your higher self, the less power the ego has over you. And when you act from a place of humility, love, and service, you become a true vessel for the divine's work. Forbidden action, 05. Misusing the power of words. Words are powerful, chosen ones. They carry energy, intention, and vibration. As someone walking the path of spiritual alignment, your words have an even greater impact than you may realize. The fifth forbidden action is misusing this sacred power, the power of your words. Whether you are aware of it or not, every word you speak is an energetic ripple that affects the world around you. Words can uplift or destroy, heal or harm. And as a chosen one, your words carry an even greater responsibility because of the energetic frequency you are attuned to. Negative speech, gossip, lies, and harmful language are all actions that can derail your spiritual journey. They may seem like small, insignificant transgressions, but their consequences ripple out, affecting not only others but also yourself. The energy of your words reflects the energy of your inner state. When you speak words of harm, judgment, or deceit, you are lowering your own vibration and distancing yourself from your higher self. You've likely heard the phrase, "Speak only words that are kind, necessary, and true." This simple guideline is especially important for the chosen ones. Words are a form of manifestation. When you speak words of fear, doubt, or negativity, you are, in essence, giving those energies power over your life. You are inviting them in, and they begin to shape your reality. On the other hand, when you speak words of love, affirmation, and truth, you align yourself with the higher vibrations of the universe, and your life reflects that. One of the most harmful ways we misuse the power of words is through gossip. Gossip may seem harmless at first, but it is a form of energetic theft. When you gossip, you are feeding into lower vibrations and spreading negativity. Not only does this harm the person being spoken about, but it also harms you by dragging you into the realm of judgment and comparison. As a chosen one, you must rise above this. Your words should be a source of light, not a tool for spreading darkness. Another common misuse of words is speaking in ways that limit your own potential. Phrases like, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "this is too hard" are all forms of self-sabotage. These words carry a vibration of limitation, and when you speak them, you are reinforcing those limitations in your own life. But as a chosen one, you are not limited. You are a being of infinite potential, capable of manifesting your highest desires. Speak words of empowerment instead. Say, "I am capable, I am worthy, and I am aligned with my purpose." These words will elevate your vibration and align you with the truth of who you are. Lastly, be mindful of the energy behind your words. Even words spoken in anger or frustration carry a strong vibration. When you speak from a place of negative emotion, you send that energy out into the world, and it will come back to you in some form. Practice speaking from a place of calm, love, and understanding, even in challenging situations. This doesn't mean you have to suppress your emotions, but it does mean you should be mindful of how you express them. Take a moment to breathe, center yourself, and choose your words carefully. Words are not just tools for communication, they are instruments of creation. As a chosen one, you have the power to create your reality with your words. Use this power wisely. Speak words of truth, of love, and of affirmation. Let your words be a reflection of the divine light that shines within you. Forbidden action. 06. Fearing your own power. As a chosen one, you possess an immense amount of spiritual power. You may already sense it within you, a force that is unique to your path, a light that radiates from your soul. But with this power comes responsibility, and for many the fear of this responsibility can become overwhelming. This leads us to the 6th forbidden action, fearing your own power. Many chosen ones, at some point in their journey, doubt their ability to fulfill their mission. They fear the weight of their potential and the responsibilities that come with it. This fear can manifest in different ways. You might feel a strong urge to shrink back, to hide your gifts, or to avoid situations where you would have to stand in your full power. This is spiritual sabotage at its finest. But understand this, dear chosen one. Denying or fearing your power is a rejection of the very gift that the universe has bestowed upon you. It is an act of turning away from the divine energy that flows through you and the purpose for which you were chosen. Why do so many of us fear our own power? The answer lies in the ego's need to protect itself. When we step into our power, we become more visible, more responsible, and more aligned with the divine plan. The ego fears this because it knows that stepping into your power means stepping into the unknown, into a space where control is relinquished and trust in the divine takes over. The ego thrives on comfort zones, and the expression of your true power often takes you beyond these zones. Fear of power can also be tied to feelings of unworthiness. You may ask yourself, who am I to carry this much light? Who am I to lead others or guide them? These are the thoughts that pull you away from your divine potential, making you doubt the very reason you were chosen. But here's the truth. You are more than worthy. The universe does not make mistakes. You were chosen because you are capable. You were called because you are exactly the person who can fulfill this mission. When you fear your own power, you not only diminish yourself, but you also diminish the impact you are meant to have on the world. The chosen ones are here to create change, to heal, to uplift, and to shine a light in the darkest corners. But how can you fulfill that role if you are constantly hiding, doubting, or second-guessing your abilities? Understand that your power is not just for you. It is for those you are meant to serve. Your light is a beacon for others who are lost, and when you fear that light, you are doing a disservice to those who need your guidance. Let me give you an example. Think of a lighthouse standing tall in the middle of a storm. It doesn't hide its light because of the ferocity of the storm. In fact, the darker the storm, the brighter the light must shine. You, dear chosen one, are like that lighthouse. The world may be chaotic, uncertain, and filled with storms, but you are here to stand tall and shine. If you hide your light, how will those lost at sea ever find their way? Stepping into your power requires courage. It requires you to trust not only in yourself, but also in the divine. You must believe that the universe has given you everything you need to succeed in your mission. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be moments of doubt. But know that every time you embrace your power, you are aligning more deeply with your true self and your divine purpose. So, how do you overcome this fear? The first step is acknowledgement. Recognize when fear is holding you back. Become aware of the moments when you feel the urge to shrink or hide your light. Once you become aware, you can take steps to confront that fear directly. The second step is to act despite the fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Every time you act from a place of courage, your power grows. The more you step into your light, the more natural it will feel. Over time, you will come to trust yourself and your abilities more fully. Remember, you were chosen for a reason. Your power is a gift, and the world needs it. Do not fear it. Embrace it. Let your light shine, not just for yourself, but for all those who need your guidance and wisdom. Forbidden Action 07. Living in the past. The final forbidden action that the chosen ones must avoid is living in the past. As a spiritual being on a divine journey, your power resides in the present moment. The past is a memory, a collection of experiences that have shaped you but no longer define you. When you dwell on the past, you trap yourself in energies that no longer serve your growth. Many of the chosen ones struggle with this. Perhaps you've experienced trauma, loss, or failure in the past. Perhaps there are things you regret or wish you could change. These memories can become chains that hold you back, preventing you from fully stepping into your present power. But here's the truth. The past is gone. It no longer has any power over you unless you give it power. Living in the past is like trying to drive forward while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You may catch glimpses of where you've been, but if you focus too much on it, you will crash. The journey ahead is what matters, and that journey can only be navigated by staying present. When you live in the past, You also anchor yourself to the emotions that came with those past experiences. You may find yourself reliving pain, anger, or sadness over and over again. But those emotions are not meant to define you. They are meant to be felt, acknowledged, and then released. Holding on to them only weighs you down, making it difficult to move forward on your spiritual path. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting or denying what happened. It means releasing its hold on you. It means accepting that everything happened as it needed to for your growth. And now it is time to move forward. You cannot change the past, but you can choose how you respond to it in the present. The chosen ones must learn to forgive, not just others, but themselves. Forgiveness is the key to releasing the past. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of resentment, guilt, and regret. You open yourself up to the healing power of the present moment, where true transformation takes place. It's important to understand that living in the present is where your true power lies. The present moment is where the divine is always working. It is where your intuition speaks most clearly, where your actions have the most impact, and where your spiritual growth happens. The past is a lesson, but the present is where you apply that lesson to create your future. So how do you release the past? Start by acknowledging the memories that still hold power over you. Bring them to the surface and examine them. What emotions are tied to these memories? What beliefs have you formed because of them? Once you have acknowledged them, it's time to release them. You can do this through meditation, journaling, or even ritual practices where you symbolically let go of the past. After releasing the past, make a conscious decision to live fully in the present. This means being mindful of your thoughts, actions, and feelings in the here and now. It means allowing yourself to experience life as it is, without being weighed down by what once was. The chosen ones are here to lead, to guide, and to uplift. But you cannot fulfill this role if you are trapped in the past. Your power lies in the present moment, where the divine flows through you, and where your true purpose is realized. The final advice is conclusion. Dear chosen ones, as we conclude this sacred message, let us reflect on the 7 forbidden actions we have discussed. These are not merely guidelines. They are the spiritual traps that can derail your mission, causing you to stray from your divine purpose and lose the alignment that connects you to the universe's greater plan. But now, armed with this knowledge, you are equipped to walk this path with greater awareness, clarity, and strength. Let's remember why these forbidden actions are so critical for the chosen ones. As someone who has been set apart for a higher purpose, your life is not just about fulfilling the mundane goals that many others pursue. You are here to carry out a divine mission, one that requires you to operate on a higher spiritual frequency. This path is sacred, but it is also fraught with challenges that can test your resolve. The 7 forbidden actions we have explored serve as reminders of where those challenges will arise and how they can subtly pull you off course if you are not mindful. The first of these forbidden actions, ignoring your inner voice, is perhaps the most foundational. Your inner voice is your direct connection to the divine, your internal compass guiding you toward your higher calling. It is the voice of your higher self, the part of you that knows the truth of your soul's purpose. To ignore this voice is to sever your connection with divine guidance. Think of it as a lighthouse in the storm. Without it, you are navigating the turbulent waters of life without any sense of direction. Always trust that inner voice, even when it whispers things that don't immediately make sense to your rational mind. It knows what you need, even before you do. Next, we talked about the importance of avoiding negative energies and people. As a chosen one, Your energy is highly sensitive and powerful. You are an empath, absorbing the vibrations of the people and environments around you. Negative energies, toxic relationships, and draining environments can deplete your spiritual reserves, cloud your judgment, and lower your vibration. In order to stay aligned with your divine purpose, you must be vigilant about who and what you allow into your space. Set strong boundaries, cleanse your energy regularly, and be mindful of how certain people or places make you feel. Protect your light as if your soul depends on it, because it does. Then there's the trap of becoming attached to materialism and worldly desires. We live in a world that glorifies material success, where wealth, possessions, and status are often seen as the ultimate markers of achievement. But as a chosen one, you know that these things are illusions. True success is not measured by the material, but by how aligned you are with your soul's purpose. When you become overly attached to material things, you risk losing sight of your higher mission. The material world is temporary, but your spiritual legacy is eternal. Remember that your worth does not come from what you own, but from who you are on a soul level. One of the more subtle, yet deeply harmful traps is succumbing to the ego. The ego can be cunning, often disguising itself as ambition or confidence. But when the ego is in control, it leads you toward division, competition, and judgment, rather than unity and service. The ego tells you that you are better than others, or worse, that you need to prove your worth through external validation. This is a dangerous path for any chosen one. Your journey is not about placing yourself above others, but about walking humbly in your purpose, serving and uplifting those around you. Remember, true power comes from humility, from knowing that you are a part of something much greater than yourself. Closely related to the ego is the misuse of the power of words. Words are energy, and they carry vibrations that ripple out into the world, affecting everything and everyone they touch. As a chosen one, your words have even greater power because of the energy you carry. Negative speech, gossip, lies, or harmful language can lower your vibration and damage not only others but yourself as well. The words you speak create your reality. Use your words wisely. Speak life, speak love, and speak truth. Let your words uplift and inspire, for that is part of your divine mission. The sixth forbidden action is one that holds many chosen ones back, fearing your own power. This is perhaps one of the most subtle yet pervasive traps. Many chosen ones doubt their ability to fulfill their mission. They fear the responsibility that comes with their gifts, or they worry about stepping fully into their power. But let me remind you, you were chosen for a reason. The universe does not give you more than you can handle. You have been equipped with everything you need to succeed on this path. The world needs your light, your wisdom, and your gifts. Do not shrink back. Do not hide. Step boldly into your power, for that is what you are here to do. And finally, we discussed the ultimate forbidden action, disconnecting from your divine purpose. Your purpose is the very reason you were chosen. It is the thread that weaves your life into the greater fabric of the universe. When you disconnect from your purpose, you lose your sense of direction, your motivation, and your connection to the divine. But staying connected to your purpose requires vigilance. It requires you to create space for spiritual practices, to continuously check in with yourself, and to course correct when you stray. Your purpose is not just a job or a role. It is who you are at the core of your being. It is the essence of your soul's mission. Stay connected to that purpose, for it will guide you through even the darkest moments. So, What can we take away from this journey through the 7 forbidden actions? First and foremost, understand that you are not just anyone. You are a chosen one. Your life carries weight, meaning, and significance beyond the ordinary. The challenges you face are not coincidences. They are spiritual tests designed to strengthen you and bring you closer to your higher purpose. Second, be aware that the path of the chosen ones is not easy. It is filled with distractions, temptations, and traps that seek to pull you away from your mission. But with awareness and discipline, you can avoid these traps and stay firmly aligned with your divine calling. Finally, remember that you are not walking this path alone. The divine is always with you, guiding you, protecting you, and providing you with everything you need to succeed. You are supported by spiritual forces that are always working in your favor. Trust in this. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. As you move forward, stay vigilant. Continue to cultivate your connection with the divine. Protect your energy and walk your path with confidence and purpose. You were chosen for this mission, and the world needs you to fulfill it. Keep your light shining, dear chosen one. Your purpose is greater than you can imagine, and your journey has only just begun. Thanks for watching till the end. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls dedicated to spiritual growth and personal development. Stay blessed and continue shining your light. Until next time, thank you for being a part of Spirit Guide.